When did Jesus say the words shut up? And you are wondering now, when did Jesus say these words? What made Jesus say these words? And obviously, you want to know why Jesus said these words. Stay with me and you will discover the answers to this. So, what's happening? We are talking about John chapter 6, verses 41 to 51. It's a conflict situation because Jesus said these words, I am the bread of life. And the crowd engages with Jesus, almost telling Jesus, look here, we know who you are. We know your parents. We know everybody. We know everything about you. So you don't tell us that you are bread of life. And this is the conflict situation that we are seeing what is happening. Now, John, the gospel writer, is talking about crowd who is parallelly connected to the Jewish authorities, who were Jesus' primary opponents. This gospel does not start to tell us the childhood stories about Jesus, how was Jesus when he was young. Rather, the gospel begins with this powerful statement. In the beginning was the Word. And Word meaning, in the beginning was Jesus with God from the beginning of time. So when Jesus says, I am the bread of life who came down from heaven, the crowd reacts because they knew that Jesus has not come down from heaven. They knew the parents of Jesus, Mary and Joseph. So definitely there is this conflict that the crowd wants to show off their knowledge about Jesus. And now what is coming is the punchline. Due to this conflict, the crowd started to grumble, or some biblical authors will call it complain or murmur among themselves. So in verse 43, John chapter 6, 43, Jesus tells them, shut up and listen to me. In a way, Jesus told them exactly, stop grumbling among yourself. Logically, it means in today's language, shut up and listen to me. Now, Jesus had to shut the people up because he realized that people misunderstood who he really is. Even after performing this miracle of feeding the 5,000, people did not get it. We just heard why Jesus had to shut the people up because they were grumbling. And the word grumbling itself is very powerfully connected in the scriptures, because this word is parallel to the Israelites grumbling in the wilderness. They were complaining that God is unable to provide for them. The crowd that we are talking today is similar to the crowd in the wilderness who also complained, grumbled or murmured. So basically they were complaining that what God was providing, it was not fitting into the expectation. And here in this passage, John chapter 6 verses 41 to 51, the crowd is grumbling that Jesus is claiming to be the bread of life, but Jesus is not providing them enough proof, as if the miracle of the feeding of the 5,000 was not enough. They wanted more proof to tell that Jesus is the bread of life. So Jesus' critiques manifest the same lack of faith as the critiques of Moses or gods in the Old Testament. Even today, we succumb to the same trap that we find ourselves complaining when God does not fit into our expectations. The crowd are trying to fit Jesus into the frame of the expectation. They were getting it. They're saying bread, manna. They could make this connection. They were also getting it. The miracle of the feeding of the 5,000 is like God providing manna in the desert. But they could not think beyond this context. And Jesus had to shut them out to make sure that they think through a different context. The crowd is trying to fit Jesus into the frame of their expectations. They were making these connections. They were saying bread, equal to manna, correct. So feeding the 5,000 is equal to God giving them manna in the desert. But they could not think beyond this context. And then because of this, Jesus had to shut them to make sure that they think through a different context. When Jesus says, I am the bread of life, it was no longer about food. It is not something that has already happened. It is something that will happen. This is the center of faith, and that's the epicenter all of us are drawn into. Now, nobody has told you that Jesus used some negative words. No one can come to me unless drawn by my Father. And being drawn is in fact translated as being dragged into. The moment the crowds listen to this, they are resisting. But the truth is, no one can come to Jesus without the Father's pull. When Jesus talks about coming to me, Jesus is quoting Isaiah 54 verse 13, which states the same message very positively. All who heard from my Father and learned from Him will come to me. It's very clear, whoever learns from the Father will result in coming to Jesus. So the best way to understand these words, being drawn by my Father, is like the fishing nets being hauled into a boat. There is a resistance on the part of the fish, but God does give us space to resist. But in the end, it will be futile because you will be drawn by the Father's pull. It's a matter of faith, and faith is not a simple human choice. Faith is the activity of the Father to draw you to Jesus. Where does it all end? We need to understand where it began. It began in John chapter 6 verse 35, where Jesus says, I am the bread of life. And whoever eats of me will never be hungry. And whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. Now, people misunderstood it. And Jesus shuns them for their lack of belief. People wanted a sign. People wanted a sign to validate Jesus' claims. Jesus corrects the understanding that it is not Moses that gave you manna in the desert. It's my Father who gave you manna in the desert. Now Jesus says that my Father gives you true bread from heaven. And whoever eats it will never die. Your ancestor died after eating the manna in the desert. But the bread that my Father gives, you will have eternal life. It's a bread of sustenance. So the reward for belief is eternal life. Where does it end? Jesus says these powerful words in John chapter 6 verse 51. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, will live forever. It is the lack of faith that results in death. To eat the bread is a metaphor for once and for all acceptance of Christ. Thank you for staying with me and watching this entire video. I appreciate you giving this video a like and sharing this video with your friends, and definitely share your comments with me. Tell me what videos you want me to create for you, and share this message of the gospel. And once again, if you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, press the notification bell, and let's promote this gospel.